You've been with Loudoun Soccer for 16 years.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the changes in this club.
Seems like I've been here forever. When I first came to Loudoun Soccer, they had about 900 kids total, and that was rec and travel. And they only really had one facility, soccer facility, and that was behind a furniture shop off Leesburg Pike. I think it was Uran Furniture Shop at that time. Since then, I worked with the travel and rec program, and then once the program expanded and the numbers grew, I decided to go with the rec program because I felt that that was the most important area for Loudoun's growth and development, to become a complete soccer club. And it was important that they had the necessary foundation for our kids to develop. And so I went with the rec program, and I was there. I've been there for the past 7 years, and now I just been named the technical director about 5 months ago to oversee both travel and the rec program. So it seems like I've been here forever, but I've watched the program go, I've watched the talent grow, I've watched the enthusiasm, the passion of the sport in Loudoun County grow, and we are the largest club in the state of Virginia. And as the growth continues in Loudoun County, our numbers are going to continue to grow, and we have to meet those demands by continuing to develop good programs for our players to develop.
Quite a storied life of soccer. Why don't you talk just a little bit about, you played professionally at one point, and how was it different from when you were a kid?
That's a good question. I think what's different is the level of coaching is a lot better. I think the facilities are a lot better. I think the club atmosphere for developing players is so much better. It's just amazing. I mean, I look around and I see the kids all in their, the players all in their Adidas uniforms, and I think back then we were lucky if we got a shirt. And so soccer has progressed a long way, and but still, I had coaches that had a love and passion for the game that shared their experience, and I was able to develop. And ultimately, I signed my first professional contract out of high school, and I played professionally for 13 years. And I think now that I've been away from the game on a professional level, my passion still runs strong, and now I consider myself a teacher of the game and an ambassador of the sport. And I would like to share my experiences of the game to these young players, and hopefully it will motivate, stimulate these players to set goals and ultimately be the best that they can be on and off the soccer field.
It's important to you, it sounds, to be connected from the lowest level, if you will, of rec all the way to the highest level of play.
Absolutely. I mean, I was out at the U7 Jamboree over the weekend in South Riding with all those U7 teams out there playing. The foundation of our program starts with our mini program with the 3s to the 6-year-olds, and then from there we create the leagues starting at U7 and all the way up. But it's important that we build the foundation. It starts at the youngest age groups. It starts developing and building that foundation of their talent, and then cultivating that talent in a great environment. And when I say great environment, making sure they have fun, making sure we have the facilities to facilitate all these players playing, making sure that the parents are out there supporting them, and making sure the board and the administration is out there behind them, behind the programs that we have in Loudoun Soccer as well.
The concept of winning versus development is something that we hear a lot, and depending on whether you're a coach, a young player, a parent coach, or perhaps just a parent of a player, that can mean a lot of different things. What's your standard line? How do you explain what it means to play, winning versus development?
I think at the younger age, more of the emphasis should be placed on development of these players, giving them an environment where they can develop their skills, their foundation, and then also being able to apply those skills in a game situation, giving them a better understanding. And then the mid-range age groups, you take more of the technical aspect and incorporate them into more of a game aspect. And now there's that translation. And then with the older kids, I think now it becomes more tactical. Now it's more of an understanding of how the game flows, how it works. And I think those three areas that we try to target and we try to develop. I think it's always best to find the balance of that. I think when you're older, of course, more emphasis is going to be put on winning. And when you're younger, more emphasis should be put on more in the development. And I think in the middle age group, I think it's somewhere in between. Yes, it's always great to have winning teams, but you know what? I quote the great Dean Smith. He always says the measure of a coach is not how many wins or losses he has, but how many players he was able to push to the next level. And to me, that's the ultimate goal, to push these players to the highest level they can be, whether it's ODP or high school or whether it's professional soccer. I mean, I would much rather, if I know I can get one player in there, to me that sometimes is greater than winning a state championship.